Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rise of the Serpent. This is one of our Greyhawk campaigns. This is our once a month wonderful campaign with all the lovely people that you see here on the screen. Shout out to our Patreons. Without them, none of the things that we do here would be possible. You can check out this link here in the chat to see what you can get for being a Patreon. We also have a YouTube. You can find all of our episodes for our previous games.
Nailed it.
I'm a professional. I do this all the time. All this stuff is on YouTube. Okay, if you would like to interact with this game, there are a few ways you can do so. Every $10 guarantees a draw from the deck of many things to the player of your choice. Some of them are good things, some of them are bad things, some of them are curses, some of them are character development. It's all fun. You can also advantage die for free with channel points to the player of your choice, including myself. Yeah. What's next? Right.
We should all go around and say affirmations of each other.
Oh, that would be spicy. That's totally different than what we normally do. Okay, I'll start. Every single person that you see on the screen here is my favorite because they are all very talented people. They are such a wonderful joy to be around. We were just basically just shooting shit before we hit the go live and we're just hanging out. We were talking about Pokemon and also how we all need to hydrate more, and spiders. Yeah. Okay, but you can say your affirmations and then also tell us who you're playing.
We don't need to actually do it.
Why not? Okay, listen, we've all been through a really rough time these past few years, so we'll start off with Aaron since it was your idea.
How the heck dare you?
Who are you playing? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Okay, you said I could start with affirmations. So, no. Hi. I'm Aaron. I'm playing Jot, the lovable, but you wouldn't know it, Hexblade, human-ish character, sibling of Foster, Gabe's character. My partner Adam and I make Trixie Wizard comics. You can find us at Trixie Wizard on the social media, trixiewizard.com. You'll see us at Gen Con if you're heading out to Indianapolis. We're going to be demoing our game Witchy Cakes with Mage Hand Press. It's real. You can see and play with and touch the cards. You can hold them in your hand. You can look at the art and go, who did that? And I'll say me and Adam. And also you'll be able to catch us soon with another project we're doing with our dear friend Stella that we can talk about more very, very soon. And I mean very, very soon. Like
within a
keep your eye on social media. Yeah.
Who are you playing?
Wise, you're like one of my favorite parties I've ever played with, and you've all individually made me laugh and cry from laughing. And it is an honor and privilege to play with you. Love, Aaron. And I'm playing Jot. I think I already said that. Wait, did I? Was that in my head?
No, you did, because then you mentioned that you were the sibling of Foster.
Thank goodness.
Humanish.
Okay. Next we got the sibling, Gabe Greenspan.
Hi, I'm Gabe Greenspan, also known as the sibling, also known as Foster. I play Foster. He's an Eldritch Knight, fighter, human. You can find me on Instagram and kind of TikTok barely. My dogs are back here with me tonight and might pop on. You might have seen a small furry face. That was one of mine. Yeah, that's me. Man, the energy tonight is insane.
This is what happens when you have a really awesome group and you don't play for like 2 months and everyone misses
comes
each
back
other.
Swinging. I feel like that is my affirmation of it. Is just like this group is a testament to what is happening right now, which is that the vibes. There's just vibes. And I'm thrilled as always to be playing on Stella's channel. This is always such a wonderful time. And my dog just turned on my TV by accident by stepping on the controller. So that's what's happening in my life. Game.
What's on? What are you watching?
It was just Disney Plus. That's just what came up. Shout out, quick plug to Disney Plus, who really needs that.
That's nice.
Plug.
They need the boost.
Yeah. No, this is this off-brand offshoot thing called Disney. I'm gonna eat a burger and everyone else can talk.
Excellent. Please enjoy your burger. Make
Thank
sure
you so
you
much.
hydrate as well.
100%.
Check it for spiders.
Oh no. Oh god. Next, we've got Silver Bule, also web stage podcast.
Hi, everybody. I am Stephen Thomas, aka Silver_Bulette, here on Twitch as well as over on YouTube. We just recently finished up Capes and Caverns, so all of the old content on. We finished up season 1 of Capes and Caverns. Let me clarify that. There will be a season 2, and I will be a player for that. Yay! But that is my superhero D&D supplemental. Also, I run All the Webs of Stage. I'm the host of All the Webs of Stage, which is a short play podcast. We will be getting back to a monthly schedule here shortly, I'm pretty sure. But today I'm going to be playing the part of Hope. And Hope is a tiefling bard who is related to no one. Absolutely no one.
That is a fact.
And my affirmation for the group is just that, like, every time we play, it makes me smile.
Aww, so sweet. Next, we have Jasmine.
I am Jasmine. I am L_Jasmine on Twitter. I play Bridget. She is a human wizard, and she's pretty cool. And just like this group, which is my affirmation, because I love this group.
Nailed it. I love it. Oh, flawless. Bridget gets a gold star for the affirmation.
Gold star.
All right, thank you so much. Next, we have Dirge.
Hi, I'm Dirge, also known as Avery. I'm playing Gloomy, the Fey Wanderer. I'm trying to remember. Fey Wanderer Ranger, the trickster with a heart of gold, maybe. I stream a lot on Twitch by Dirge14th, and you can catch me on Twitter by the same handle. My affirmation is that I also enjoy playing D&D a lot with you, but I have a specific one for Gabe, because I was thinking about us playing, and those Power Ranger noises had me cracking up on my way home from work. So just throw that out there.
I fully remember that. That was one of my favorite sessions.
Yes,
I loved that.
Oh my god.
So good.
All right, we're going to open up with a real quick recap of what happened last time. I'm just going to speed on through it. Essentially, we had Foster open up with a very weird nightmare. And in the middle of the night, as you stirred, you heard voices, and more or less the party woke up and gathered around and were able to get information from the leader of the Order of the Serpent, in which you are a part of, that there is something afoot. There's essentially a dark force that's gathering somewhere between the Vesvi Hills and the Vesvi Forest and the Howling Hills, and you are being sent there to investigate. You have been told that it's extremely dangerous and to not embroil yourself into a situation that could get you into trouble. Essentially, this is something that might be above your pay grade, so they just want you in and out and bringing back information. We made landfall and it was raining. The atmosphere of this area has been very, very gloomy. It has been dark and oppressive. We were in a combat with 2 were-rats. We defeated one. The other was released and ran away. And we were also ambushed by a werewolf. We quickly dispatched them. Foster almost got lycanthropy, but did
Touch
it.
and go. Touch and go.
Yeah, it was rough. But we ended the session here as we climbed into the den of the werewolf, and from there, I believe it was Bridget that came across a tablet. You found a stone tablet, and as soon as you picked it up, it broke into 4 pieces, and you were able to discern that these must be keys of some kind. When you cast your ritual to get more information about them, you were able to discern that they are not magical themselves, but they probably go into something magical. So we have the effects here of a short rest. I can see that some of you are wounded. If you want to use hit dice to heal, you can. If you want to extend this into a long rest, you can as well. The rain is still coming down. It is very dark. You can hear things crawling through the brush all around you. You're not alone in this dangerous place. Go ahead.
Could I go to the mouth of the cave and try and just kind of use my sense of survival to figure out how long I think this storm is supposed to hold up?
Absolutely. Please give me a survival check.
Can I help them?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead and roll as well.
Oh, you may roll as well.
Yeah, and we'll just take whichever is the higher roll.
12 from Jot.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
For Gloomy.
So Gloomy and Jot, you both peek out of this den and you look around and you kind of are able to tell together that the storm is going to last for hours. You see that the ground outside of the cave is muddy and soft. Some of it is still clinging to your clothing. The den is not very comfortable. It does give you some sanctuary from the pouring rain. The group of you are drenched, especially after that fight. And the den is stinky. It is very enclosed and there's filth. There's remains of other animals that have been drug inside. This is not a pleasant place to stay, but at least it'll keep other creatures away for now.
And just remind me, did the werewolf survive that fight with us? I can't quite remember if he ran away or if we dispatched him.
Nope, he's super dead.
Super
Well,
dead.
it's a fragrant place to weather the night, but we could weather it here.
Oh, well, it reminds me of home, so why not?
This reminds you of home.
Yeah.
Surrounded by carcasses.
Carcasses, dark, gloomy, wet.
You and I are similar in that regard.
I don't know about that.
Truly, we could bond a lot over that.
Hey, Foster, what are you doing over there? Start walking away.
Bleeding mostly. Just trying to bandage what I can here. Does it seem like probably we don't want to stay here long, but maybe half an hour just to. I sure would like to take care of some of these wounds.
If you wish to continue, we
it-
can, but the weather is not going to pass anytime soon. Difficult to track things in the pouring rain and muck.
You do have a point.
I'm happy to camp here if this is what everyone wants, but
The former owner will not be returning. It is one point in this place's favor for a camp.
Bridget, help.
Yeah, we should.
I don't mind a rainfall at all.
Thanks, Bridge.
No problem.
Jot starts cleaning. I start cleaning the den to make it more livable for people who aren't used to being around carcasses.
You know what? You are primarily a janitor back
I am.
at the Floating Citadel. Roll me a survival or performance check, whichever you prefer, at advantage.
I think I have proficiency in performance.
That would track.
Yep. I do. That is a 21.
Okay. Jot starts cleaning.
Yeah, you don't have. Okay.
I liked it the way it was, but
I guess we're hunkering down and staying here if that's okay with you, Hope.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I can stop singing and we can just sleep. But I'll take first watch. I'm not feeling too bad right now.
I'm more than happy to keep you company. 2 sets of eyes, better than one.
on that note, I am going to sleep.
Jot has said this as they have shoved about 15 half-eaten animal carcasses in a hole they've dug and has started burying it like a canine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
All
god.
better.
Jot is filthy, but the rest of the den is much more pleasant than it was before. So how much time would you like to pass here? If you'd like a short rest, it can be anywhere between 30 minutes to 4 hours. Anything beyond that would be starting to encroach on a long rest.
Mechanically speaking, I'm comfy with a long. It seems like we're safe.
Does anyone mechanical wise need a long rest? How are people feeling in terms of like slots and whatnots for casters.
I only have one spell slot, but I'm not really a primary caster, so I could keep going. I haven't been hurt either.
I've only used one, and I think I'm good HP wise. I'm good health wise. Yeah.
HP is my only whoopsie doopsie, but my spells come back at us short. So
Yeah.
If you'd like to burn some hit dice to roll during the short rest, you can do that.
I'm gonna do that for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll some hit dice.
Okay.
And if it feels more like we're doing a short rest, Hope will definitely quietly sing around the crowd and get a song of rest going
Okay.
to help out. So that's going to be an extra 1d6 for anyone rolling hit dice.
Excellent.
That's
Jot is like
awesome.
disproportionately distracted by Hope singing and is like holding two dead animals and just like mesmerized.
Oh, Hope, God bless you. We're back up to full, baby.
Nice. Very good.
Ooh, I'm rolling fire on hit dice.
So we see about, let's say like an hour, 2 hours passes. Some of you break into your rations and you try to make yourself as cozy as possible. The rain just keeps belting down. And after you feel comfortable with drying off and tending to your wounds, you use some of the bandages that were given to you by Toko, the quartermaster. You find yourself in fighting form, or at least as close as you can get. You are all very stinky, and mud is all dried up on you, and you're ready to head back out.
Once more into the drink.
Could I get perception checks from everyone?
Why?
21.
a good one.
Natural
Let's
one.
go.
I think that's an unnatural one from
Ooh.
Hope.
Nice.
That's
A phony one.
natural
Yeah.
20 for me for 25.
Oh, no, I lied. It's a 3.
Wow.
I thought my perception was worse. 3.
13.
Okay. Gloomy, you're the first one to catch this. You find as the group is beginning to set off that perhaps it was in your favor that you didn't stick around too long. You see that the tracks that are leading from and to this place are starting to fade away with the rain. You see that there are large prints, very similar to the prints that the werewolf had made, that are heading northeast.
We've got a trail and we've almost lost it, so I say we get on the road.
What
Yeah.
road?
It's not heading northwest, right?
No, it
They
is.
said okay, they said definitely don't go northwest. That was the thing I remember.
But it's heading northwest.
Don't go northwest.
Ooh.
Oh, we
This is
just,
a paradox.
we just got here. We're not going to just leave, are we?
All right. Well, I
If-
mean,
We are meant to investigate, and that which we must investigate is to the northwest, even though they said don't go to the northwest. What is the point of our function if we don't go to the northwest?
yeah.
Seems
Was
like
there
we're
a
going
good
to the
point?
northwest.
All right.
So we're
Fully
chasing this
natural.
thing. We're going after this thing.
To
Those
gather
two are
information and
course,
nothing
of course.
more.
Chasing feels like a strong word.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. We're investigating. Exactly what we are meant to do.
Right. Investigate.
I mean, I got y'all's back. I'm just saying, just keep an eye out because it sounds like they're worried about whatever's in the northwest.
Yeah, and everyone just stay close. All right.
Okay. So as the group of you begin to head off, we're going to say that Gloomy is going to lead at the fore since you saw the tracks and you are historically the tracker here. And change the music.
Foster will then fall to the back of the group as we walk just to have a tail.
Without getting too far from the group, though, just because Jot's very comfy in the underbrush, I'm going to be making wide arcs around the group to make sure nothing's coming from the sides.
Okay. Could I get perception check from Jot and Foster?
20.
Very good.
Let's go. Unnatural, but still a 20.
Oh, I'm sorry, my window closed. Hold up. Perception. Yeah, only a 9 for me.
Okay. So the two of you kind of keep an eye out. Gloomy is leading you through this dark, dense forest and just making sure that you don't slip between any fallen trees or meet any uneven terrain. As you begin to make your way following these tracks, you realize that the forest opens up and there's a clearing, and you find yourselves at the foot of a path. You see that the pathway opens up into what seems to be hewn stone. The remnants of some kind of civilization, something that was built here with purpose, some age before you. Immediately, you see, closest to you, are signs of a graveyard. There are broken headstones to the left and right, fallen statues, a land that has been wrestled by all that is natural and wicked and broken down with time.
Foster will just elbow Jot a little bit and go, feels like home, huh?
Feels like a Tuesday.
You wanted a path.
So, into the lovely field of dearly departed then.
Yes, I guess so. Is this blood that I can we see this? Is it as obvious as it is?
Is this giant trail of darkness?
It wasn't
a
brought
bad
up.
thing?
So, Gloomy, with that 25 perception, you immediately see that there are signs of some kind of battle that have taken place here. It's not as deeply visible as it is on the map because it has been raining for some time. But you do see tracks, more tracks. You see boots, and they are fresh, perhaps a few hours young. And you do see that there are trails of blood that head up some stairs, deeper into the graveyard.
Well, be careful on the stairs. That blood is super slippery. You don't faceplant.
Noted.
It is delightful that your greatest concern at seeing a pile of blood is that we might slip.
Listen, I mean, I can't do anything for whatever this was, but I can help you out, right?
There is no critique. I find that incredibly endearing. Hey, Stella.
Yes.
Just both Foster and I being quite familiar with any kind of blood magic rituals and just like the worst kind of nonsense. Does anything look familiar or intentional about the placement of this blood?
Okay. So, kinda. As you're looking at it, it does look like something large has suffered an injury here. Just from the splatter of it, just the mass amount of it, it is apparent it is not a creature that was of your size. Perhaps something larger, more formidable. Maybe an oxen or something. But it is leading forward, and the kind of part, the most certain part, is as you're looking up, you see that the way that the terrain lays out, there is a large broken chapel at the end of the path, and there's a circle of dark figures swirling in the sky around it, perhaps carrion.
I found a clue.
What might that be?
Several floating cultists.
Oh,
God, I think those maybe are birds. Am I wrong? I can't see from where I have no dark vision, gang. What is happening?
Very
out there?
dark.
do they look like birds to me?
They look like
There's-
large vultures.
Oh,
Jot bends down and takes a pinky full of blood and tastes it to see if they can get a sense of what was sacrificed.
Okay.
oh, that's just nasty.
Go ahead and roll me a nature check at disadvantage. Because it's a lot of mud here, baby.
Oh, that's a
Real-
bummer. The
real
good roll
dirty
was the
blood
biggest
up in there.
number.
Mm.
Oh well.
What did you roll?
Nature. Just a 5.
Okay. Even with a 5, it's not humanoid.
Animal.
Great. Okay.
Insightful.
If anyone who Foster will sort of like clang his armor a little bit. I'm not a particularly sneaky guy, so if anyone who wants to try and get a little bit closer to whatever's going on in there, by the grace of gods.
Oh, I can take a look.
Thank you. I didn't want to volunteer, but I would have if no one else did.
Of course.
We don't wander too far off, but we got your back.
I'll be back in a bit. And I'll
Right.
start sneaking my way up really low on the stairs.
I hope he doesn't join that bird cult. It looks very enticing.
Roll
think it's a
me
cult, John.
a stealth check.
Okay. That's pretty good. That is 25.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Just pretty good. Casually.
I play a level 19 rogue right now, so
Yeah. 25 is not that number.
Okay. So, as you're kind of creeping up on the stairs here, you see kind of between the rain, it's very heavily raining still. Between the rain, there seems to be bodies on the ground. As you kind of narrow your eyes to hone in on what you see here, you can see that they appear to be fallen undead. Most of it are heaps of armor and weapons rusted away from time that are gathered down. You see that the hill rises to what appears to be a stone fence, and just in the front of the stone fence, you can see that there is some kind of animal tearing away at a corpse.
that animal is?
Like a wolf? Question mark?
Like a wolf. Okay.
Hyena.
I don't see anything else in the distance, or just
On the other side of the wolf, essentially, it looks like a fence. So it's kind of hard to see beyond it because of the elevation that you're at right now.
my way back down and just inform the party. It looks like we have another wolf-like entity on the other side.
Was it a shape changer? Could you tell?
I have no idea. But it's staring into somebody's body right now.
Everybody grab your butter knives just in case.
Right, I'm not an arrow. Well, you did great the first time, Foster, so I guess you're up again. Have fun.
Did I?
You're alive.
I will, I guess. That was not within this chapel, right? That was beyond the chapel that you saw this happening, right?
It's all the way up at the it's here. It's at the wall, so it's just across the.
So
Yeah.
So still the sort of chapel that you described where the blood is leading to, I can just look at this map.
The chapel is behind the fence, so you can see like
got
a building
So this
behind
is happening
the
in
fence.
front of.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Leading up
I'm
to
with
it.
you. All right. Foster will.
I'm kidding. I'll shoot it from here. Don't have to run up there. It's being
Great.
ridiculous.
That's appreciated. Can we like down to the and we'll give signals that he thinks Jot will understand, assuming they may not, and then start moving a perimeter around to the left here, trying to get behind. If this is like a wall or a fallen tree or something like that.
Yeah, so essentially the terrain here, there are stairs. There's basically like 3 levels of elevation. There is a gentle slope over here on the side of the tree that kind of goes up into the 2nd tier, and then there's a 3rd tier up here. So kind of like layers of a cake, and you're at the bottom layer. And you're more than welcome to move your tokens. I think if you're going to get up onto these stairs, it might trigger an event with the wolf, but you're basically allowed to freely move your tokens at this point.
Amazing. Foster's going left here, trying to do like a duck and cover tactical approach.
Could I insight check the baseball hand motions? And if I fail, I'm just going to mirror what Foster does on the right.
You can do whatever you want.
Thank you. Oh God, I mirror what Foster does on the right.
Okay.
One moment of like, no, just fine, whatever.
Gloomy, you mentioned bodies up there as well? What?
Oh yeah, I guess to be more specific. The skeleton bodies, not people, just skeletons.
Huh. That.
Yeah, I guess that's something I shouldn't have left out. But here we are.
Pretty left.
Yeah, we haven't heard that we're gone already.
Nope.
Yeah.
Bridget, what do you want to do here?
Bridget's gonna follow Foster and also be like, hey, so I probably should have like brought this up earlier. But I was trying to find a way to like use it myself, but I kind of don't like need it now that I think about it. Here. And then I like kind of like slip the spider augment to him. It should make, in theory, your weapon silver. Yeah, sorry,
What?
I should have brought it up earlier.
Bridget.
Okay.
Look, I wasn't thinking, and it was really cool, and I wanted it, and sorry, but here you go.
So Bridget hands you what looks like a silver spider almost, right? It has a main body and has appendages that kind of go out like a claw. And you can see on the underside of the spider there seems to be some kind of glass vial, and there is liquid silver within it. So you kind of, looking at it, get the sense if you slap it onto a weapon and activate it, then it will permanently coat whatever weapon it's on in a sheet of silver.
Permanent?
Permanent.
Amazing.
One-time use, yeah.
Let's go.
I thought
that's
that like if
amazing.
I put it on my wand, it would make like my casting silver, but I feel like
Sure.
that's a risk I shouldn't take
Silver casting?
in case, it doesn't work. So I feel like maybe I should have give it to you because you actually have like a weapon. But like again, like if I could put it on my wand, I totally would. But I can't. So here. Okay, bye.
I love
Thanks.
Bridget so much. Oh my
Thanks,
god.
Are you then running away from me, or are you staying?
Yeah, I don't want to be there. I don't fight close.
Okay, well,
It's not my-
all right, great. All right.
I can't see the wolf-like creature from here, right? Because it's around the corner, or can I see it?
I would say that you'd probably have to get to about here.
Oh, it's awful.
Or here, yeah.
Ah, that's horrible. I hate that.
Sorry.
Um, and
And Stella, from the stairs, can we see the skeletons at all?
Yeah, so I'll say from your position here, you can probably see this one here, and Jot, you're able to look at this one here as you're passing by. They appear to be skeletons that must have been buried. You can see that there are signs of earth clinging between the bones and kind of just clumps of mud hanging off of them. The armor that they have been buried in is rusted over, pretty much just useless at this point. You get the sense that they must have risen somehow, and they were defeated.
Right. God, yeah, Hope is gonna get a little bit closer just to inspect a little bit more and see, just to make sure that they're not gonna spring back up on us while we're dealing with this. But she's gonna sneak over to do that.
Okay. Before we do that, thank you so much for the draws from the Deck of Many Things.
Oh no!
Thank you, Z, and
God.
thank you, Kelsey.
Oh, boy.
Gloomy, just to remind you how to play this game,
Oh no!
all you have to do is tell me when to stop.
Stop. It's always good. It's always good. No,
It's not. It's not.
Character
Nope.
development. Character development.
That's what I want.
Foster, I'm so glad that you were excited because it's now your turn.
Give me one more, two more, three more, and stop right there. Great. Love that face. Love that face.
Cool.
Ugh.
I'm in danger.
All right. Hope, as you're going up here, go ahead and roll me either religion, arcana, or a medicine check.
Are any of those okay? Oh, okay, there we go. That's a 18 total.
18. All right. As you're getting a much closer look here at the skeleton, you kind of reach down to touch one, and the bones just crumble underneath your fingertips. You get the sense they are definitely not getting back up.
Okay. before I touched it, I guess I'll sneak my way over to the other one that I don't touch. Does it look like it's got claw rakings? Does this look like they fought the werewolf?
It's really hard to tell. With the 18, you do see that a lot of the bones have been splintered. There are fresh cut marks of some kind of blade, but you're not able to really discern, like, were there supernatural claws involved in here, or was this a sword? It's a bit hard to tell because they are very, very weathered and ancient bones.
Gotcha. Okay. Hopeful, silently as she can, sneak her way back over to Gloomy.
Come back. We got things to do. Let's go. I'm gonna start switching out more.
Okay.
I'm gonna move
Where
up
you
this
go?
way. Actually, I'm gonna try and stealth, and this is higher than where the wolf is, right?
No, that's going to be the same level.
Oh, okay. Then I don't want to go up there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and sneak over to about here to try and get an angle, and just, I guess, start holding my action.
Okay.
Take a shot.
Okay.
Stealth.
So both Jot and Gloomy, as you're assuming these positions, you can see the wolf at the top of the hill is just tearing into this corpse. You hear the wet, squelchy sounds of cartilage being ripped from bone, and you can hear the sloppy meat as it just swallows it down. And you can tell, at the very least, that this is a meaty body. It is not a skeleton.
Do we think whatever killed the skeletons was then in turn killed by the wolf? Because that is a very squelchy body, I'm hearing.
Oh yes, that is definitely a person. And
We
not
don't
just-
hear any cries for help, right? So like
No,
this,
it's
this
all
ended a while
it's
ago.
dead,
Yeah.
dead.
Did we
This-
like kill it?
Make
Oh,
them all
why?
over here.
I don't know. Just so we
It's-
can like keep going.
It's quite distracted.
Yeah, but I think like if we pass it, it'll like attack us.
If you give me the signal, I'll let the arrows fly.
How about I don't know. I think wolves should be allowed to eat when they're hungry. I could just distract it for a minute. You could all go into the chapel and I'll meet you back around the other side.
Well, like if it bothers you,
like
I can walk by, and if it attacks me, just like shoot it.
Alternatively, I could just lead it away and then no one has to kill anyone.
Okay.
Okay, here I go. Jot takes off at a sprint.
Okay, as soon as you
Buster heard
begin
none of
to-
this conversation and is like, "What?"
It's playbook 3C. I'm the distraction.
As soon as you go up, the sound of your feet hitting the mud here on the stone, the wolf's head perks up and it begins to run. It flees and then disappears.
Yes, I got it.
Wow.
It's distracted.
Oh,
What
God.
what was the plan like after? Like, how do we get Jot back?
Foster sprinting over to Jot as
Don't
this
think
is
that was a
happening.
plan.
Good plan, Bridget. What was the plan after, Jot?
I didn't plan this.
Point. Good point, Bridget. Bad plan, Jot. What were you thinking?
Just didn't want to unnecessarily kill an animal that was eating. Seemed a little cruel.
That thing could have killed you.
Oh, please. Jot's already holding your sword.
Great.
Hey.
Y'all, could we all just keep it quiet? I don't know what other undead exist around here. It might not have taken care of them all. Just saying.
Well, I guess
That's
we're
very
going
prudent. But the ones you see before you will not be standing up again. They're
No.
held together by dust.
Wait,
For sure.
the
To that point, can I go examine the squelchy body?
Yeah, feel free.
Well, try about it.
With the wolf gone, you get the sense that you can move around a little more freely here.
the footprints though were boot prints, right?
Yes.
So I don't think that's who we're tracking. I think we were tracking something else. Can I look for the blueprints?
Yeah, there are very many boot prints. Multiple people have passed through this area, and they head past the fence here and towards the main building. You look down at the corpse. The corpse is wearing boots.
Oh, okay. So, and do the boot tracks end with the corpse, or
No.
are there multiple ones that keep going?
They keep going.
Okay.
Hope is gonna examine this body to see if all of the wounds are werewolf-like, or if there are any wounds from weaponry or anything like that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
Could I assist Hope here, just being quite used to being around death?
Yes, absolutely. Do this at advantage, please.
Sweet. Okay. Well, that was a 19, so... Yep, 19.
Okay, very good. So as the group of you are kind of looking here, what you can all see is that this is the body of a person who is wearing a mixture of a robe with some leather armor on top. You can see that they have a mask over their face, and it appears to be painted red. And you see that there are 6 small horns extruding out from the forehead of this mask. They seem to be kind of humanoid, hard to tell with the mask on. They are very dead. You can see that they seem to have suffered some slash marks. Some kind of slashing damage has happened to them, and there's a very obvious gaping wound in their chest of where a wolf has been feeding off of them.
Religious iconography, Foster's pretty well read. Does this mask seem like it would belong to a specific cult or worship group or deity that it would be tied to?
Go ahead and roll me religion.
I can do that for you for sure. It's a big 10.
Okay. Even with a 10, you have definitely seen masks like this before, not this specific mask.
Mhm.
You definitely get cultist vibes,
Cool.
but you don't recognize this particular characteristic.
Love that.
Can I search the robes, for pockets, anything that's on this person?
Yeah, so go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
Can I lift the mask while we're just doing that, since we're all just poking this body anyway?
Yeah.
Hope is actually going to reach out with a mage hand and take the mask off if she can with the mage hand.
Okay.
Ah.
What does your mage hand look like?
It is a blue wisp of smoke that forms around as she casts it outwards, and then as it formulates, it slowly becomes her hand, more or less, just in blue translucent form.
Okay. So Jot, you also see Hope's mage hand form and begin to lift up the mask, and as it does, you see the face of a middle-aged man, human. Doesn't look familiar whatsoever. You don't recognize them.
My investigation was a 10, by the way.
Okay. With a 10, you find 2 silver and you find a piece of paper. It seems to have gotten wet from the rain and it is smudged. It is written in Abyssal. Can you read Abyssal?
No.
Okay.
I think I can. Hold on.
I can.
Yeah, I can.
Does anyone here speak Abyssal, or like, do I even recognize it as Abyssal? Can I say that? Should I just be like,
I think as a wizard you'd be able to
Okay.
recognize, because it's one of the more common languages.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
Immediately answers with like a triple voiced, I can.
Jot's
I
not
pass it.
fluent, but they have some abyssal. Okay.
I smile at Foster and then hand it over to him.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Please. by
I've
all
been
means.
practicing. I didn't want to step on your toes.
You unfurl the paper and it's very smudged. It looks like a few words of some kind of spell, but it's impossible to make out.
It's a spell. I definitely hand it to Foster.
Piecemeal, there's no way I would be able to know what the spell is, but I think Foster has studied. He is like a study of magic more than anything else, would he be able to, based on, and this is going real lore, and you can just say no, but based on like like schools of magic that would be written in Abyssal specifically, or like any sort of a link that would be there, and or any kinds of like words or verbiage that I think link to a specific school.
Okay. So you look at it and you can only translate the word red.
Love that. That's perfect. Yeah. Red something. The rest of it is.
Can I do an Arcana check on that?
I'm out of practice.
Yeah, sure.
so.
Go ahead. We'll do this
right.
at advantage. We're gonna say that the group of you are kind of like brainstorming here, looking over it.
15.
Okay. As you're kind of looking at it red, you kind of get the sense, with all of you pooling your knowledge together, that this must be one of a few. It must be some kind of joint or shared spell. And as you take the time to do this, all of you hear a low, pained noise coming from the chapel to the north.
Oh,
I will very carefully head towards that noise.
Okay, Bridget, wait. I'm the one that's supposed to run off all willy-nilly.
No one is supposed to run off all willy-nilly. I just said stay together, not an hour ago.
Well, then you can come with me if you want to stay together.
I will come with you.
Okay, great.
But actually quietly, because I grab it from Foster. This is a ritual spell for sure. So there's going to be a lot of cultists. I think.
So we can go?
Let's
You're in a rush, aren't you?
Yes.
Let's go. Yes.
All right.
Let's go.
I very carefully head towards the noise.
Okay.
okay.
Stealth check.
Oh, wait. Oh, no.
From all of us.
Is that all of us?
If you're going carefully, yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a disadvantage.
Yeah, we gotta follow.
Oh, mine's actually pretty low. Ooh.
Where the heck is my 20? Oh, there you go.
Guys, I'm not going to roll digital dice
Oh.
anymore. Because that's an 8.
That's an 8 for me too.
13.
5.
Oh Jesus.
Hope.
Nope.
Hope got a 10.
Oh, God.
We suck.
We're here. Like,
Oh my god.
Clang a lang a ding dong, clang a dang dang.
Hope is busy still using the mage hand to hold on to that mask, and she's just like, Jot, I don't know if you want to touch this or not, but
What
you
if-
seemed interested. I don't know.
What if we use the
Maybe-
Jot
mask
puts
to, like,
it on.
pretend like we're
Did
part?
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and then you can, like, infiltrate.
All right.
I'm great at infiltrating. Very
Okay.
nonchalant.
for some reason, I found it hard to believe.
You'd be correct.
God, it's-
Gonna be fine.
Oh no.
The group of you begin to crawl forward. It is not an easy approach. The rain is still belting down. You find the mud sucking at your boots, and your armor is just fighting against you. Things are chafing. You have great weight on your back here as you carry your gear. You're creeping towards the fallen chapel. You see that the tower that makes this great structure has long fallen down. You can see that there are broken shades of glass all strewn about the courtyard here. You see that there is a great well of blood dragging across the earth, heading into the building. The wood has given way. You smell rot as you approach. Shingles have been broken and shattered all around you. There is no door. You can more or less peer inside as you make your way forward. This is a fallen building, and in it, you find something quite sinister. You see that above you, the carrion they continue to swirl around, a cacophony of noise above, and you see a ritual taking place. There's a hum of magic. You can hear them repeating, chanting these words over and over again. Foster, it kind of clicks in your mind. The spell that you had just been reading is what they are literally chanting at the moment. They seem to be summoning something.
Foster, quickly, can we break the spell if we open the circle? Kill one of them, focus one down.
It might halt it.
You
Could
see,
definitely halt it.
you see that there is a brilliant shade of indigo light bouncing between them, and from what appears to be a restrained form, you see a hulking creature on its knees, cowed and bent, and the light almost wraps around it, choking its throat, binding its arms down. I think Jot and Foster, you would be able to recognize a troll when you see one, and it seems to be bound here by this spell.
This is cruel.
But it's also contained. Do we want to break this until we have the situation more under control?
What would you suggest? It seems like they're going to make it worse or kill it in some sort of sacrifice. This might be the great evil they told us not to approach.
No, agreed. If there's ways to take out the cultist but avoid the troll, do that. Keep distance. That thing could be dangerous.
Stella, do I know the specifics? I just assumed kind of as a monster hunter that I would know that specific things do more damage to trolls than, say, other things that can't kill them.
Go ahead and roll me nature or history, and I'll let everyone do this. Jot can do it at advantage, because you are adventurers. You might have heard something on the road.
That's an 18 for Jot.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Very nice.
Hey.
That's a 10 from Foster.
10 from Hope as well.
Okay.
It's an 8.
Okay. So, Bridget, from your learned background, you specifically remember that trolls have regenerative properties.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that they are very susceptible to fire. Fire impedes their regeneration. Knowing that and beholding this in front of you, you get the sense that they're harvesting something. There seems to be some kind of bloodletting going here. With the restraints, you see that blood is freely flowing from the creature where this iridescent light has bound it. And you see that there are grooves that have been cut into the stone. They are gathering this troll's blood, and it just keeps regenerating. And it's this very cruel harvesting that's going on.
Does the blood trail that led through the door lead to this spot? Like, does this seem to be the thing that we would have thought was an oxen or cattle or something like that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so they're like taking his blood for something. I don't know what, but yeah.
Some kind of blood magic, and
We
it
should
seems
definitely-
the men they're doing that will not kill the troll, so they have a replenishable resource.
We should definitely stop it then, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I think it's time we shut this down.
If you think it'll work, Foster, I would recommend we all focus down one cultist and try to break the circle. Perhaps it needs all of them to cast it.
Definitely worth a shot.
Before you are we to assume that the red in the scroll is like blood, like whatever that word was, or can I make an Arcana check to try to connect that scroll with what exactly they're doing?
Roll me an Arcana check.
This is the one. We're gonna learn.
9?
We are going to
Perfect.
learn.
Okay.
Red is blood.
So much.
Red is blood.
Red is blood. Yes.
Red is blood.
All right. So yeah, I think the red is blood.
Excellent.
Yo,
right.
if we're going in there, I don't disagree that we probably shouldn't leave this alone, but if we're going in there, please be careful. And don't forget, this is a dilapidated building. Stay away from stone structures. They might fall on you at any moment, and that would not be good.
Should we like maybe try to just knock the house down on top of them?
I would
Control-
again
could kill the
request
troll.
this troll did not seemingly ask for this, and they have a right to live.
Also remember,
We'll unpack that later.
and I'll point at our insignias, ripcord if we need it. If things
Right.
get hairy, we get out.
If we need it.
Of course.
There is a clap of thunder. It is so loud and booming, you can feel it shake your bones. And with it, you see red light just spilling all around you.
Whoa!
Now or
That's not
never.
good.
You look
Duh.
That's
up
not good.
and you see the rain has stopped. You see the clouds parting, gray breaking to show a blood red moon. And just as that happens, the cultist at the very front here, you see two demonic wings unfurl, and you see
Cool.
the eyes of the cultist mask begin to glow vibrantly.
I don't think red was blood. I'm gonna slam my sword into the silver vial just to start that process. I don't know how long that'll take, but this seems bad.
It's instantaneous. You
Right.
smash the augment onto the weapon, and you see the spider legs clamp hard into the weapon. You hear a crack of metal, and you just kind of like the sound of when you fill up like a water bottle. It's just like gook, 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 gook. It does that, and then
Great.
your weapon's silver permanently.
Jot is staring at the family's ancestral greatsword, watching this silently happen.
Bridget is watching, going, "Oh man, that should have been me."
Are my eyes glowing through this red mask that I'm wearing?
Oh, are you wearing the cultist
Sure
mask?
am.
Oh, no, nothing happens to yours.
Thank
Okay, I
God.
was like, "Oh no."
Foster will like
bad.
throw one look to Jot as he does this and do like a seems helpful.
All right, please select your tokens and roll for initiative. We're gonna go ahead and give y'all a surprise round.
Oh, Jimmy.
Hey.
Oh, that's not great.
Way to start out.
Hey! Never rolled that well for initiative.
How do I select my token and roll initiative?
So once you select your token, it'll have the box around it. Just click on like the picture on the map, and then on your character sheet, or if you're using D&D Beyond,
Yes.
then go to your D&D Beyond and then just click initiative.
Okay, it's gonna take a minute because hardware is already.
Wait,
How do I
sorry,
add it to
so-
roll 20 though?
Yeah, huh.
Or you can just tell me what you rolled.
Oh, 14.
14 as well.
What?
For gloomy.
Impossible.
All right. So the troll is incapacitated. Foster, you are up first.
Hey.
Which of these guys just turned into a devil?
The one with the wings up here at the top.
Sure, the one with the devil wings. That makes
Makes
sense.
sense.
All right, great. 40 feet. Cool. All right. Foster's going to. Is all of this ground level, or is this a different area? Like, is this all one flat surface?
We're only gonna count one level. It's a broken building, so like the walls are barely standing. So don't worry about it.
Got you. All right, then Foster's gonna go. 30 feet to there.
Okay.
And as he runs, like reciting over and over, trying to get his Latin right on spells that he still has trouble casting, but as he finally does, his hand goes and a flame emerges, and he'll throw a firebolt at this closest guy right there.
Okay. Just for the purposes of making things a little easier for us, you can see that they are all color coded. We'll say like
Green.
Yeah.
Throw a firebolt at green.
Yeah, this person has green glowing eyes or whatever. Okay.
Oh, I like
A
the wiggles.
10.
Okay. Their armor class is 12. Unfortunately, you are unable to hit here.
Great. Then that's my turn.
Okay. Gloomy.
Okay, Gloomy's gonna follow suit with Foster, watching Jot and Foster do all of their tactics. 5. Oh, there's a way to. 30. I'm gonna run this direction, and while I'm running, I'll fire an arrow at green.
Okay. Shoot
I
at
was
the one with green eyes.
longbow. That is a 22.
That
That's
hits.
so much better than the 10 that I rolled.
It's a D8 plus a D4 because my dreadful strikes.
Ooh.
That's okay. That is 9 plus 4, so 13 points of damage to that one.
All right. Tell me what that looks like.
I'm just running through the rain, jumping on the broken parts, and as soon as I get a clear shot, I just shoot one straight between the eyes.
Okay, yeah, he turns around, and just as he does, he takes an arrow and he just and hits the ground with a wet thud.
Got one.
Jot, it is your turn.
As is always the case with Jot, all of the chaotic caprice and jokes leave their eyes and like perspective as soon as like it's time to fight and Foster is going into fight mode. They get on all fours and they start doing their spider climb up the wreckage and over like this very bestial, like this, like crawling over. And there's this sound of jingling bells in the air, like this merry like sleigh bells as they pull an eldritch blast across their arm and fire it at Orange.
Good.
Nice.
14.
That's a hit.
Wonderful. There's my heckin' D10. That's a D8, Aaron. You goof. There we go. That is going to be 10 points of damage.
Okay. Tell me what this looks like.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's very incongruous with the sound it makes. But yeah, there's almost like, yeah, it's just like this very merry jingling bell, but then it's like you see like this black energy like envelop like around this creature, and it like opens its mouth to speak, and it just like pulls its face back. Like Jot's Eldritch Blasts are nasty.
Yeah, you hear another squelching sound as the body hits the ground. All right. Bridget, it is your turn.
Bridget is going to cast Firebolt on Blue.
Okay.
19.
That's a hit.
And 2 damage.
Okay.
And how?
This guy catches fire and he's like, ah! And you see that his concentration breaks. As he does with the people dropping like flies around him, you see that the magic begins to flicker a bit. It seems almost as if the spell is waning in strength. Did you want to move at all?
No, I will stay where I am.
Okay, very good.
Foster will see Bridget's perfect firebolt go and hit this guy and go, God damn it. God.
This is still a surprise round. Hope, it is now your turn.
Hope is gonna rush in the same direction as Foster over here. I don't think she's close enough to do what she wants to do. So, she's gonna, if I can see Blue there.
Yes, you can.
Hope's just gonna try to get in his mind a little bit and say, listen, that was just a little taste. You just wait for what's coming. And I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery at him.
Very good. What does he have to roll?
That is a DC 14 Wisdom.
Okay. He rolled an 8.
Aha!
Nice.
And he's going to take all of 3 psychic damage.
Very good. You see, he is holding what appears to be a dagger in one hand. He had been holding it out in the direction of the troll. Now he's kind of weakened and he's clutching at his head, reeling in pain. Anything else for you?
Yeah, I'm going to turn to Foster and say, all right, I got him set up for you. You got it. You got this. And cast a Bardic Inspiration his way.
Hell yeah.
Come
All right. Bardic Inspiration will be...
You got this, bud.
Will be
Ace
this...
is loaded, bud.
There you go. It looks like you're screaming your head off on that little icon.
Perfect.
Perfect.
In a way, I am.
So on the troll's turn, top of the order, surprise round is over. You see the troll, it seems to shake its head a bit. It's still fighting against the restraints, but it seems to be dripping out. Dripping? It is regaining consciousness. Yeah. It's dripping a lot of blood. Foster, it's your turn.
This is scorchy
You
day.
said the cultists are like holding daggers out towards this thing, like
Mhm.
almost like wands. Okay. Foster's gonna make a beeline for here, right between red and blue.
Yeah.
And as he takes it, the sword in like one action from hilt to attack, he's gonna try and slice the guy's hand off at the wrist holding the dagger.
Okay. This one's blue
I
or
don't
red?
know if that's red. Sorry, red.
Okay.
With the guy with red eyes.
Mhm.
Is that anything other than just a straight up attack roll?
Just do an attack, yeah.
Incredible. That is a 21.
That
Yo.
Let's go.
Okay.
12 slashing damage.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Silvered
say that
slashing
this
damage,
is
if that
like
matters.
I'm gonna say that this is basically non-lethal because you're intentionally trying to take off the hand, right?
Correct.
So this guy technically is dead, but he just drops. And we'll say that he's disarmed.
Great.
What's a good disarm hand?
He's been disarmed.
Ah,
You
got him.
stop it.
You see they immediately drop to their knees and they're clutching their stump and bleeding profusely, screaming their head off. They are definitely in no fighting form anymore.
Lovely. That is my turn.
Okay, Gloomy, it's your turn.
Running. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Here, and I will take another shot at purple.
Okay, very good.
I'll just roll everything at once. Oh, natural 20.
That's a
Woo!
hit.
Come on.
So that is, I rolled low on my arrow die. I cry. 6, and then 8. So 14 plus 4, 18 total.
That is more than enough. You drop him.
Yeah, Gloomy's just running through the debris and rocks and sliding in his dark, like lightning bug like glow is just kind of fading in and out as the arrows fly through the rain.
I love it. They go down in a wet heap, and you see, with so many now dispatched, the circle just kind of flickers one last time and then goes out completely. The electricity in the air dissipates and neutralizes. Jot, it's your turn.
To be clear, the one that lost his wrist is red, right?
Yes.
Yeah, red is out.
So almost silently, I would guess Foster wouldn't notice until Jot was already airborne. They have leapt off of this perch. Aemolus, the greatsword, disappears from Foster's hand and lands in Jot's midair, and they slam down on top of Blue.
Like one continuous like shoot
Yep.
through back into the sky and back down.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Fucking cool.
Yeah.
Roll
the
to attack, please.
Best. Okay. Great sword.
13 is a hit.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, so it's just a cleave straight downward
Okay.
with Aemolus. And then by the time my turn's over, the sword's back in Foster's hand.
Please roll damage.
Oh, I thought it did. Did I not do my macro right? I'm a goofhead.
If you click on the word Aemolus at the bottom there in the chat, it will roll the damage.
Do it, please.
14, Jesus
Ooh.
Christ.
Nasty.
Nice.
Yeah, we.
It had 4 hit points left. Okay.
My
Great
blade
sword.
is so hexed.
He's got none.
Now he has 0. Very good. Yeah,
And-
you
yeah.
cleave him.
Cleave him, Foster's the sword back, and Jot takes up a stance on all fours again like a dog.
I like it. Bridget, it is your turn.
Bridget is gonna firebolt the guy with the wings,
Yes.
if that's cool. All right.
Please do.
If that's okay with you.
If you wouldn't mind.
That's a not. Wait, 11.
11. No,
Oh.
you needed a 12.
Oh,
Cool.
Dang. You will say, oh, this is what happens. You throw a firebolt and they catch it. And you see that they're
Ooh.
wielding it in their hand. You want to move?
Yeah, I'm gonna back up.
But that's so cool that now I'm rooting for the cultist.
Uh-oh. Don't do that.
You made
Why
it
are you
too
doing
cool,
that?
Stella.
They're bad. Cult is bad.
It caught
They
the
do cool
bias.
things.
All right.
They do
I'm good.
Cool. You don't fit on the map and perfect. I get to zoom in here now then.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It is very good that you moved, because the cultist kind of takes this fire, Bridget's fire, and will launch it over at Jot.
Oh,
Oofa.
oofa.
Does a 15 hit you?
It matches. Well, I would Jot like is on all fours, like, and just growls in his face, and his shield pops up with like a sonic roar back at it.
Are you using shield?
I'm casting shield. As
Okay.
my action.
Okay. Yeah. So you see the
I'm
fire.
narrativizing.
Yeah. You see the firebolt just completely dissipate and explode off of your shield. And with the rest of their movement, you see them beginning to rise up into the sky. They fly up 40 feet. And it seems that
Whoa.
they are about to try to leave. That's all they get to go so far. 40. Okay. Hope, it's your turn.
How far can that? 60 feet. Haha. Yeah. Hope looks up to the sky at where they are cruising off and just says in his mind, "Oh, there's nowhere for you to run," and is going to cast Vicious Mockery at him.
Okay. Do it. Oh, wait, I have to roll. Hee hee.
Yeah, you gotta roll.
Wisdom.
It's
They
a
rolled a 3.
Wisdom saving throw.
They rolled a 3.
Get him.
Oh, sweet.
Get him home.
Another 3 damage.
Okay.
Not a lot.
Hey.
Damage
Fall.
is damage, baby.
Damage is
Damage.
damage. Okay.
And then
Go ahead.
I'm going to clamber over some of the wreckage over here to kind of get myself in position over here. And like quietly to my friends here, I'm saying, get out of the building, get away from the troll. Just scooch back. That's it.
I love that you said that, because so the group of you see, now that the spell has broken, one of the cultists is trying to flee. The tethers that are surrounding the troll begin to break off. You see that the wounds that it previously held begin to sew back up, and it rises up, and it is chuffing angrily, and it whips its head towards its nearest adversary. It has a multi-attack. It is going to attack you, Jot.
Why did you put yourself in front of me?
A bite. Does a 20 hit you?
It matches with shield.
Okay, 8 piercing.
Okay.
And then 2 claws. Oh Jesus. 13 and 24.
Okay, so 2 of the attacks hit.
Okay, 13 hits you?
No,
Okay.
the bite and then
The
one
bite
claw.
and the claw.
Okay, so this is what happens. Like, one of the claws comes forward, 11 slashing damage. It grabs you, and then it brings you towards its mouth, and it takes a bite out of you.
Oof.
So you take a total of 19. Yeah,
Alrighty.
and that is its turn. Foster, it is your turn now.
Oh man, I mean, I was gonna go after this cultist.
You can.
Foster will say, "Gloomy, take him out of the skies." And I will attempt to. There's no way. This thing has to be so much stronger than I am. Is that a waste of a turn? It's probably a waste of a turn. I'm gonna try it anyways. Foster is going to run to here, and whichever arm is not holding Jot, I'm gonna try and grapple that arm down and hold it tight. So grapple attempt
Okay.
against this friggin' troll.
Roll me athletics.
Yup.
This is gonna be so fun. Oh god.
Oh, it's not bad.
It rolled a 13. You rolled a 17. This works.
Let's go. So Foster friggin' like full body on the arm and like drops his weight as much as he can to try to hold this other arm in place. And then so
that does take your action.
Yep, 100%. I hear you. He is then going to do I know what kind of a creature a troll is? Like, would
It's
I
a
know if it's
giant.
a giant? Well, this won't help then. Then he is going to just like sit down into this and hold this arm. That is his turn.
So Foster, as you are digging deep for this great moment of strength, It is definitely a feat to behold. This creature easily towers over you. Its arm is like as thick as like your leg. It is a very powerful creature. In this moment of strength, you see that your sibling is in a dire place here, bleeding profusely. You have drawn the star card. You can immediately increase one of your attribute points by 1. Cannot exceed 24. But
What?
yeah,
Wow.
you are just hulking out right now, and you are stronger in the moment. Gloomy, it is now
Oh
your
my
turn.
God.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll bump my strength. That's strong.
Where are you? Over here.
Yes. To Foster's call out, you don't have to tell me twice. Gloomy will take a knee and aim up and pull that arrow back as far as he can. I'm going to use Zephyr Strike on this attack, so I have advantage.
Okay.
4 more damage.
Advantage.
Yes, I believe Zephyr Strike gives me an extra D8. My movement speed is increased by 30 for this. We'll see. I'll roll damage or natural 20 again.
Nice. Okay. It has an armor class of
Jesus.
15, so that hits.
Okay, I rolled low on the damage. I have to roll the force, so that's 6, 4, that's 10, 4, so it's 14.
Okay.
And then I need to roll 2 for the force damage. That's 6. So 12, 26 points of damage to the cultist.
Oh, to the cultist. Okay.
Yes.
Hold
the
on.
cultist.
Let me
Yeah.
heal the
Hell
troll
yes.
back up.
Uh,
Okay, yes. You shoot the cultist out of the sky. Tell me how this looks. They have 6 hit points, by the way.
Gloomy takes a knee. He pulls the arrow back, and the Fey energies from where he is from in the Fey wild, that just dark, dreary, gloomy, dreadful place, surround the arrow as it flies up straight into the chest. Takes him out.
Yeah, you see this dramatic moment of the cultists clutching at their chest, and they kind of pull the robes apart. You can see the exposed bone. This seems to be some kind of undead demonic creature here. As you see, like, the scaly skin underneath, it is bleeding profusely. It chokes on its blood and falls out of the sky like a bat and hits the ground with a sickly thud. You want to move?
No, I feel pretty good.
I'm happy here away from the troll.
Makes sense.
Okay, very good. Jot, it is now your turn.
Great. So to be clear, did the claw attack auto grapple me?
No, you're not restrained. Just
All right.
RP.
Fun. Jot is bleeding and looks bad, but also looks up at Foster and can't help but give a little wink and a half smile and disappears with invisibility.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
you are invisible. What does it look like when you activate this?
Jot is wearing their father's old monster hunting duster. All they do is they take the tails and twirl it around themselves and they vanish.
Ugh.
Okay, cool.
As that happens, Foster will yell over at Hope, "Sorry, I did exactly the opposite of what you asked."
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. Y'all. Oh boy.
Can I use movement to get away? I'm just gonna try it. Like, I'm invisible. I'm assuming this thing can't attack me too easily.
Yeah, it looks confused. This particular creature is not very wise. It like just fumbles around trying to grab a hold of you, fails. You're able to move freely here.
Wonderful. I don't think I have anything that can heal me right now, but I'm at least away from it. I think I'm going to call that a day for old Jot.
Okay. Bridget, it is your turn.
Bridget is going to cast Scorching Ray at the troll.
Very good.
Dope.
Oh God, why?
Oh, that's
12?
12 is a miss, but you do 3 shots with Scorching Ray.
fun. Mhm.
Oh, I do. Okay,
Heck yeah.
And you can...
that's another 12,
Oh no!
and that's a 15. No, 17.
17 hits. Armor class 25. Go ahead and roll me damage.
9.
9. Okay, sorry. I said 25. I meant 15. Yeah, so you You hit it with the fire, and you see that as it singes across the scaly skin of the troll, it doesn't regenerate. You see that it lingers there. It seems that fire has a particular effect on the troll.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Do you want to move?
No, I'm good where I am.
Okay, that's very valid. Cultists are dead. It is now Hope's turn.
Right. Hope is looking at the structure of the building. Are there planks and such above the troll that we're looking at, or are those all like ground level? Is everything flattened out here, or is there anything to collapse on him?
There isn't really anything above you necessarily. So like the intention of like trying to bring the structure down on the troll doesn't seem to be a viable one here, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
It's a very old building.
All right. In that case, gotta use old reliable.
Oh, reliable.
Because that's all Hope's got. He's gonna look at the troll and say, "Listen, I don't know if you understand me, but if you do, you don't want to try us. Got it?" And another vicious mockery.
Hope is so cold, like
Hope is.
cold
love
as ice. Like,
Rolled a 5.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That monk
That's
was so vicious.
4.
4 damage for vicious
Hope has
mockery.
been vicious all night.
it's true.
No one's
I like
withstood.
Did you want to move
And
at all?
then, having said that, she's gonna back off.
Yep, that's correct.
Very smart.
Bitch, you can't even mess with us.
You don't want to mess with us at all.
You don't want this.
I
You don't
love
want
that.
these hands, man. I'm telling you right now.
Amazing. Okay, it is the troll's turn. You see that the singe mark that just scrapes across his skin, it takes a long time to repair. It seems as if the regeneration doesn't work when it takes fire damage. But that effect will kind of wear off. You see the burn kind of begin to alleviate a little bit. It turns its head towards the nearest creature, which is you, Foster, and it goes... 2 attacks, 17 and a 21. Do those hit?
Oh,
Foster will, as he leans back further, have a shield bounce up ahead of him, and it will deflect both of them.
ooh.
Okay. We see the 2. Wait, I rolled 2 bites. I'm sorry. It's okay. So you see 2 claws come forward, and it tries to bite through, and it just bounces off. As it kind of lurches forward, you see this monster's head just kind of coming open. There's spit all flying. You see these jagged teeth, and this rotten breath comes rolling forward. This is truly a monster and not a person. It is hungry and it wishes to eat your bones. But
Oh, good.
it is currently chewing on your shield instead. It's now your turn.
I'll say Foster is like almost surprised that was not magic he expected to cast. That is like deep wells of reserve of like, oh no.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm here. I got this guy in front of me. Let's go. Foster will like let go, sword, shoot, summon as a bonus action, try and slice down into the arm he was just grappling. And he will make that a booming blade attack as he does so.
Okay, just so we kind of have a little bit of a thematic fun thing, since you were grappling that arm, we'll give you advantage on this attack.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. That was the first
That was a
roll.
nat-
That's
okay.
the second roll. Thank God.
That
God, you
first
gave me
roll was
advantage
a
on
nat
that roll.
1, but you rolled a 17, arm class 15, that's a hit. Go and roll damage.
Cool. As my heart goes flying into my throat. That's 11 slashing damage to him. Action surge.
Okay.
Foster is going to like, boom, use the momentum of that to like roll, disengage, and run 30 feet.
Okay, I think something really fun for Action Surge as an additional cost is to kind of give a little one-liner as you're doing a little extra something.
Come on.
Oh,
What do you say
amazing.
here?
I'll say, Jot, stay away. As I roll. I mean, like ducking arms, trying to get out of limbs.
Yeah.
Full disengage, and I will run in an opposite direction from the rest of the group, just to try and give this guy options and or lead him away from them.
Okay, this is excellent. As you're kind of like peeling away the cultist that's on his knees here, still grappling his, he's like in full panic as you kind of lunge away here. Gloomy, it is now your turn.
You know what? As I go, I'll give him a clap on the shoulder and go, "Good luck." Roll out.
Oh god. Fantastic.
Runs away. Gloomy will speak up. That's right, Jot. Stay away.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and roll me an attack, please.
18.
That is absolutely a hit.
If that was another nat 20, I was going to lose my god.
Yeah, I wish. Yeah, I don't know. 3 so far. That is 12 points of damage.
Very good. Your arrow flies true and it lands solidly in that same arm that Foster has just cut. You see that there's a deep groove from where the blade had met its flesh. Do you want to move at all?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Jot, you are currently invisible and it is your turn.
Jot is further away from safety. They twirl around again, the duster revealing them once more. And they begin to speak in Abyssal as they slowly begin to reappear, using their Hexblade's curse on the cultist whose hand was removed. And then at the troll, it's in Abyssal, the troll's not going to understand, but it's in the troll's mind anyway. Do not waste the life that was given back to you. And I need an intelligence saving throw from you, Stella.
Okay. Hey, big smart. 2.
Yes. So you are going to take d6 of psychic damage. Oh crap, that's only a 1. But you will subtract a d4 from your next saving throw as well.
Okay. Very good.
Like that's.
It's 1, 4.
Yep. 1 point of damage. Cultist is cursed, and whenever you have to save next, I goofed up your dice.
Oh, wow. Okay, my dice.
And Jot is going to begin skirting the perimeter, slowly moving towards the cultist.
All right. Bridget, it is now your turn.
Firebolt.
Very good.
That's a 19.
That hits.
And that'll be a 5 damage.
Okay, very good. Again, as the fire hits true, you see that the regeneration that had come over across the first scorch is like just finished healing, and again another fresh wound. It reels around in pain. You want to move?
No.
Okay.
I'm okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Hope, it is your turn.
Having seen Jot appear before me and seeing that they are very hurt, she's going to see that they are also making very bad choices and is going to start singing as she sings. Seems the light is swiftly fading, brighter scenes they do now show. I'm standing by the river, angels wait to take me home. And a cloud of blue smoke emerges from her as it goes, and as it moves towards Jot, it swirls and begins dancing, and this figure appears as it wraps its arms around Jot, and that figure looks like they are dressed in these nice clothes, performance-based clothes, and it just embraces them as they receive 5 health.
Hey,
Health is health.
every health
Health is
helps. Yeah.
Jot will say, just if you give me a free one to this familiar silhouette, like, the music is beautiful, but there's no place for your memory here. And shrug it off.
Whoa,
Whoa.
that was cold too.
And I'll take my 5
That
hit
wasn't
points.
even a spell, baby.
Woo.
That was just my own fifis.
All right. Did you want to move at all, Hope?
Yeah. Hope is going to head backwards, kind of towards where Bridget is.
Okay.
Clearing out.
Fantastic. The troll kind of stumbles around, unsure of where to go to next. And it first takes a step in the direction of Foster. Seems to be intending to head towards him. Booming Blade probably activates, right?
It does proc on that movement. He is going to take 4 thunder damage.
Okay, very good. You see the spell manifest and crackle over his skin, and it almost seems as if there's something holding him back. You see that the grooves in the ground begin to glow as he's trying to leave this ritual circle, and it doesn't allow him to pass. Instead, he wheels around, turns his attention to the cultist here.
Oh, no.
Yes.
1 bite, 2 claw. Yeah,
Oh,
He got nat 20.
that's a nat 20. You
I
see
think he's gonna survive. He's got this.
there is a visage of gore here as this person is reduced to a bloody mist, and they are absolutely gone. You see that the head gets torn off and it's just dripping down the maw of the troll here, and they just literally just start eating the skull. That's their turn. Foster, it's now your turn.
So it seems like it is restrained within the circle still.
Yes.
There is magic that is keeping it where it is.
Maybe.
Maybe. It has broken free of any like physical restraints that I can see holding it though, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Oh man, do we just let it lie, team? And run? I mean, we don't need to kill this thing.
I'll give you a free perception check as you have a moment here of uncertainty.
I will take it. 17.
Okay. You see that something has manifested right where it was standing. Near the very center of the ritual circle, there seems to be something coalescing. The blood is slowly pulling inward and gathering into a physical and hardened shape.
Well, that's interesting. Isn't it? Okay. I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at that. At the coalescing blood, not at the troll itself.
Okay. It is very small. I'll have to ask for you to roll at disadvantage.
That is fair enough. That is... Oh, it didn't transfer over. The disadvantage is an 11, but I will use my Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
Which is a D6, right?
Yes, D6.
Oh. 2 makes it a 13.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that it hits. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
Okay. 5 fire damage to the
Okay.
blood.
Yeah, so describe to me what this looks like as you finally hit something with your firebolt.
Having just rolled out of the way of this thing, and like it is truly that his mind is not quite on the attack. His mind is on like, what do we do about this troll, and trying to figure out what is that the fire is in his hand before he even realizes that he's conjured it. And almost with a smile at that, he lashes out and throws it just like almost like bullet curves it around the troll.
Yes.
As he fires.
As you do, you all hear a crack, almost as if stone breaking, and all of a sudden, rain washes over you, and the red moon is gone again. You see, whatever the object is, it is broken in half, and the troll stands a little taller.
Done.
don't know if that was good or bad, but that's my turn.
Okay. Do you want any movement here?
No. If he's running towards anything, I'd rather he runs towards me, so I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Gloomy, it is your turn.
Jot. 18.
18 is a hit.
It's 3. Rolling low on his damage. 4. That is just 8 points of damage.
Every bit helps. All right, it takes another arrow in the back, and you see it turn its head from Foster over towards you. You want to move?
I will start moving back this way if he's looking at me.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Yeah, we'll just go to the edge of the map.
Okay,
I'm
very
good.
good. Jot, it is now your turn.
As the cultist dies, Jot's wounds begin to stitch up a little bit.
Nice.
Taking that hit points back up. But there's something in their eyes that's just like not been consoled even by healing, and still an abyssal Jot says, "That was mine." And they run up, revealing 2 fangs, and they bite the troll.
Oh.
Please
What?
roll to bite. Armor class 15.
Oof, didn't quite make it. I'd like to imagine like Jot just bites the hide and can't even break through.
Yeah, like you like bite it, and it's looking down at you now. And it just kind of back at you, and you see like just bits of skull and brain are just dripping from its maw.
Jot has not let go.
God, what did I say?
Oh God, really quickly. I'm trying to position myself so Foster cannot see that Jot is trying to drink.
Okay. Yep. For some reason, Foster, the troll has turned completely around away from you, but you can't see.
I assume I saw Jot run, but I don't think with it being such a large creature, I wouldn't imagine I'd be able to see them doing what they're doing.
The teeths? You didn't see the teeths yet.
Didn't see the teeths.
Okay, cool. Bridget, it is now your turn.
Firebolt.
Okay.
Eat it.
Firebolt has been very helpful.
Oh, that's not gonna hit. That's a 7.
Ooh. Okay, I need to note that. All right. Your
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
fire did not hit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Hope, it is your turn.
I got any fire. Got any fire.
I just every time. Okay. Yeah, you better be afraid of her, troll. And vicious mockery again.
Okay.
This is gonna be the one.
The 1 4.
All right. And 1.
1.
damage.
I love it.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. You see it kind of like eye twitches, but it's still looking at Jot.
Yeah. Oh no, that makes sense. And then, with Jot being there in such danger, she's gonna look at Jot and say, "Boy, I love it when you just, don't listen to group instructions. It's always great. Good luck." And cast a bardic inspiration their way.
Okay.
That troll, did you do the minus D4 on any of those saves, or did it not even need it?
Oh, yeah. It's failed every single thing it's rolled.
Nope.
Yeah. Like it rolled, the only thing that it's rolled here is the wisdom, and it rolled a 4.
Perfect.
Poor baby.
Okay. Unfortunately, as we go to the troll's turn here, it regenerates, and that now that it has, you see that there is no fresh singe mark here, and immediately you hear this sound of the flesh stitching together as it heals 10 honkin' hit points.
Oof.
And it's looking really hungry down at you, Jot. I'm sorry in advance.
Jot's looking hungry back up at it.
Listen, I just need to roll like 3 1s and you're good.
be
1
fine.
bite, 2 claws. All right. Well,
Oh,
the bite was
Ouch.
11, claws are 20 and 23.
They will both hit,
Okay.
but not the bite.
Not the
Hey.
bite.
No one can bite
No
each other today,
teeth.
baby.
Okay, you take 24
Oh my
slashing
God.
damage.
Honestly, I almost lived that, but Jot is just like pummeled straight off the thing and thrown across the battlefield, unconscious.
Yeah, you see like one hit just like boosh across the head, and then the other hand comes over and just sends Jot flying. They're now prone. Foster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Running back into this situation.
Oh no.
I mean, I gotta.
Yeah.
Running to here as I sort of, in my mind, this is like run, knee slide across the wet wood. Is there the thing that I hit with the firebolt?
Mm-hmm.
I assume I'm right near it. Do I see anything of what that is?
Yeah, you are much closer now. You see it is a ring, and it has been broken into 2 pieces. It looks as if it's been made out of the blood, and it's been hardened, like if you're resin pouring something.
Ooh, cool. Gross. Cool.
Cool.
Okay, great. Maybe shouldn't have destroyed that, but we'll deal with that later. No time for consequences. I am going to just from this position, booming blade sword right into its leg, trying to cut an artery here, and turn it around towards me.
Okay.
That is, but not with a 10.
Not with a 10, unfortunately. We'll say that like it like wheels around towards you, and it like kind of like grabs your weapon, catching it with its hand, and with the regenerative properties, you see like the wound is immediately healing back up, just for roleplay.
I love that. Good. If he's looking at me, I'm gonna stare him right in the eyes and just try and hold his gaze.
Why does my brain go, and then you hear romantic music in the background? Sorry.
And then I lean in, and it's like, are they gonna kiss? Is this what this
they
is
gonna
right now? And
kiss?
it's like, oh my god, is this a kiss right
That's
now?
what's happening.
Is that what this is?
No. Gloomy, it's your turn.
Not.
No, it's not.
Watching everything go down, did I see Jot try to take a bite out of the troll?
I'm gonna let Aaron make that call.
Okay.
Jot's primary concern would be that Foster did not see them drink.
Sure, you saw it.
Okay. Interesting. Hey, I think we should all start making some pretty fundamental decisions here. Another arrow at I'm gonna start getting closer though, because this looks like it's going bad. So 5, 10, 15, 30. Yeah, I will get here and I will fire another arrow.
Okay.
All at the same time. That's good. That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Plus 4, it's 10 plus 4, 14 points of damage.
Very
Nice.
good hit. You hit it right in the chest, and you see that the wound is stitching around it, but slowly.
We need more of that fire.
Okay. Shot. Roll
Death
me a
save.
death saving
Let's do it,
throw,
babies.
baby.
14.
That's a success. Bridget, it is your turn.
I've put like 5 dice in dice jail, so Firebolt. Oh, okay, cool. 22.
That's a hit.
22.
Yeah, we need that.
And that'll be 9 damage.
Very good damage.
Firebolt is a
Healing,
blessing.
basically.
Yeah, Bridget.
You shoot your firebolt and it lands directly where Gloomy's arrow is. It catches fire. You see like this dramatic flare of the feathers and down the wood, and it just starts burning near the heart. Do you want to move?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Hope, it is your turn.
I cannot believe this. I am weary. Let me rest. And that puff of smoke again is going to come out, and she's going to focus very hard on shaping it to just keep it a formless mass of smoke as it covers Jot.
Okay.
And Jot's going to get back. Not again. 5 health.
Okay.
It's better than 0 health.
Yep.
Yes.
It is
yeah.
much better than that. Okay.
Thank you.
Jot, you startle awake and alive. You are on the ground. and your wounds are slowly beginning to knit together.
They touched to where their fangs and realized that they bit into their chin with their 2 fangs. They didn't retract before they went down. Just.
Oh, that'll hurt.
And then, yeah, she's gonna get stupidly closer.
Come closer, my
Say-
dear.
I'm not kidding. You don't want to deal with this. Leave.
I love this move.
Another vicious mockery.
You're gonna
Yes,
get
another
it.
vicious mockery.
14.
Wow,
Oh.
he made
That succeeds.
I just.
Hey.
The troll goes.
That's fair.
Stones.
Good job, troll.
Okay, it's the troll's turn. You see that it does not regenerate this turn. It multi-attacks on Foster with a bite and 2 claw.
Oh, yeah.
The nat 20 will obviously hit. I'll shield the other 2.
Okay.
That's good.
The mouth comes, bounces off the shield. The hand comes.
Wait, no, I'm so sorry. I can only shield one of those because the 22 would hit regardless.
Oof.
I won't shield it. I'll take all the blows.
Do you want to shield? Oh, wait, you can't shield the nat 20, huh?
No, I'll take all of them.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Hold on, where's the buttons? I'm gonna not look.
3,000 damage.
Jeez.
Quick
13
maths.
plus
24, 37.
Ow.
Down.
You take
Down, but barely.
37. It wheels around and it just claw, and it brings you forward and it munches on your neck and then drops you on the ground like a mic drop. And it turns around. Foster, roll me a death saving throw. I'm sweating.
Yes, indeed.
Ugh.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, hi.
Wow. I'm just gonna take this moment to say thanks everyone for being here in chat.
Thanks for coming to the fun game. We're having fun with the fun game.
Also, if you want to affect the game, there's a few ways you can do
Help!
so. Just saying, I'm not sweating in the chair, being like, oh no, am I killing my characters on the second fucking episode?
No, this is dope as hell.
It's great. I love it.
16 on my death save.
Okay, you make one save. Very good. Gloomy, it's your turn.
Seriously, we need to get out of here. This gets any worse.
We're not leaving Foster, Elf.
Take a shot.
His button. Get him out of here. Hit the button.
16
I know.
to hit,
16 hits.
and that is 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And I am running forward because I don't know what's happening next. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that's my turn.
Okay. It is bleeding a lot, bleeding profusely. John, I need another death. Oh, no, wait. You
Oh no,
are,
I'm awake.
Up at
You're
5.
up.
Mhm.
Half movement to stand up if you want to.
Yeah, real quick. It looks like he's taking a lot of punishment. Is kind of what you're saying. Like, Is he wobbling?
Yes.
Okay,
Foster's unconscious.
I'm coming to get you.
No, I mean if you want to bite him.
Oh no!
Just saying, if you just want a
Because
little nibble.
holy
You want
crap,
to be real, like, he definitely won't see you now.
that'd be a
You
lowest
can take a
point,
nibble
dude.
as a treat.
They couldn't. But did Foster fall in such a way that his Star Trek badge is up, or do I need to flip him over?
Foster tried to fall in such a way that no one can come to his aid.
So that means he's like ass up and just face down.
I don't know. No, that's up to you. I have no idea how he fell.
I don't care.
Yeah, Foster
Whatever you want.
fell like this.
Presenting the softest part of the troll. Excellent tactics.
Kill me there, baby.
Kill me right in the ass.
Good luck.
What the fuck?
To review, Foster's ass is in the air. I'm on the ground. Okay. Is it an action to activate Foster's badge?
Yes.
Damn. Can I hit both of our buttons at the same time?
No.
Then
No.
he will be so cross if I do that then.
So pissed. Oh, he'd be so pissed.
Gonna do.
I mean,
Jot uses half their movement to stand up and then would like to spider climb up the troll.
okay. Yeah, you're on top of the troll now.
I bite the troll.
Bite him. Okay, you need a 15 to hit.
I do have advantage because I'm below half health.
Very cool.
Actually, this is silly. I summon Amalus from Foster's unconscious body and start stabbing its neck. I can't do flavor.
Are you sure? I mean, it would be kind of dope.
It would be so dope, but it's harder to hit.
But the story, Aaron.
Yeah, I bite him. You just did that thing to me. I'm so mad at you. Okay. Actually, I think I might have gotten that.
But the story, though.
I really want.
Yeah,
that.
that's a natural 14. I do hit him.
Oh,
Right?
natural 14.
Yeah, natural 14 on the die. Yeah. So
Do you have a
yeah,
plus one?
Yes.
Okay, you hit.
I believe it's like Constitution based. It's a very
Yeah, it
weird
is.
ability.
It's a weird thing.
Okay. D4 piercing damage. Great. All right, that's a 3 on the die, and then I've never used this before. Sorry. So the damage again bonus next ability check. Cool. Yeah, I will take the 3 hit points back, and I'm latched onto him.
Okay. So you did get a blessing in chat. Thank you, Matihi. Do you want to use it here on your damage?
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Okay. Normally I don't do this, but
That's cool as hell.
Maybe
So
you roll a
for
4.
blessing damage, do I just roll the D4 again?
Yeah. So this will be like an advantage. Just re-roll.
It's a 4.
Hey! That's dope.
Kill this thing.
Are you serious?
Hey!
Jot has spider monkeyed up this thing, like grabs onto its neck with their legs and swings around upside down so they're facing it and opens its jugular, just tears out its throat and drinking as much blood as they can.
And that's the end of combat.
That's sick.
You all see the troll drop down as Jot is just drinking from its jugular. Foster dying in the background. And you see that rain is pouring down over you.
This is just.
Start getting Foster up.
Yeah. And another cloud burst comes out of Hope as she sings once again, and it surrounds and hugs Foster as you see that gnome with glasses again. And a 2 this time, so 6 health back to Foster.
Hey!
I think while Hope is getting Foster up, Gloom walks up to Jot and kind of crouches down and just kind of watches because he's never seen this before from them. Probably ever.
Oh, your mic's kind of cutting
Oh,
out. Sorry.
Adrian, I lost your
You're
mic completely.
crouching down next to Jot because you've never seen something like this before? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
He's never seen anything like this before, or yeah, I've never seen you do anything like this, and he's just kind of, his head is just kind of tilting.
They're not really themselves for a moment when they notice you and just like shove themselves out from the neck and just lifts their face like, where's Foster? Where?
That's a question. What the hell is that?
Hope is gonna slowly help Foster back up on his feet, if he allows. Just like, right. In the future, can we stay away from trolls? Can we just not charge towards trolls? Maybe.
I'm gonna say in general, this has not been a great night for me.
Bridget is going to approach one of the fallen cultists and try to find like an intact scroll of whatever they were doing.
Okay, yes. So as the group here is kind of like recovering from this, Bridget, you absolutely are able to find those scrolls on each and every one of these cultists here. You see that they are all wearing the same red mask with the 6 horns. They're like very small horns that extrude out of the forehead here. And they seem to be all human except for the one demonic person. And as we're kind of gaining our bearings here, I think this will be a good time for us to take a quick break. Before we do, I want to say thank you so much, chat, for trying to come in clutch here to help. So we do have a nat 20 to Bridget, so that's pocket for you anytime you like.
Ooh,
Let's
cool.
go.
That's
Nice.
amazing.
That is awesome.
Thank you for that.
Yes. And then we'll see what happens as we come back from our break here. So please join us in doing a little stretch. Be back in about 5 minutes. We're back.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay.
That's true. That's true.
Just to open us back into this scene here, let's have some different music here. Okay. You're looking around. You see that the ruin of the battlefield is quite grisly. You have bodies all around you. The troll does not seem to be regenerating. It is very dead. Jot, you have blood all over.
Is it raining again?
Very lightly.
If they know Foster is stirring behind them, they turn the collar of their coat up and don't turn their back and just try and let the rain wash everything off that can be washed off.
So, Foster, you are being helped up by Hope in their arms right now.
I also move to block Foster's sight from Jot.
Whoa.
Is Jot okay? I'll say to Hope. Is Jot all right?
Yeah, they are
They were alive.
kinda, I don't know. I mean, are either of you okay right now? That's the real question.
I'm fine. I'm all right. Gloomy's assisting me.
I bring the scroll that I grabbed from one of the cultists, and I go up to Foster. I know you're going through a lot right now, but can you read this? Thanks.
Yeah, as I pop a rib back into place.
Ooh.
Yeah, let me see. It's abyssal.
Yes, it
Yeah, I
is. As you look over it, it seems to, very obviously at this point, seem to be a containment spell. You see that it is 2 parts. It is absolutely a spell of necromancy. It is one that is meant to incapacitate and drain the life force out of something to siphon it into something else. And it's quite clear, with the context of the broken ring, that they were trying to channel some kind of blood magic into this device.
I will relay all that to Bridget. But, thankfully it didn't work. Clearly the ring is, gone.
Cool. Thank you. And I take the scroll back and I walk away.
Okay. Bridget, as you're walking away, your boot crunches on the 2 pieces of the broken ring. You look down at it and have a bit of a closer look here, and you can see that the ring is kind of like, like those like finger rings that are kind of long, like a claw. It's kind of shaped like that, and you see that it is in 2 separate pieces, but there's a groove on the inside, and the groove looks strikingly similar to one of the keys that you have.
Like it looks like the key can fit in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna. So there's like stuff happening like dramatically over there, right? Like I have time.
So I'm gonna let you choose here.
You got ages, dude.
All right, I'm gonna take that emotional moment to cast identify as a ritual.
Okay. So you just pop a seed over here and you just start casting something. Okay, great. So the camera pans over to this intimate moment where it's just Jot and Gloomy. Everything else is kind of fading into the background. Jot, what are you feeling right now? Explain it to me as we kind of focus on you.
Jot is feeling exposed and incredibly worried about what this would do to Foster if he saw, and has no other care for anyone else, knowing just in that moment, please don't let Foster see me.
As you feel this, it's kind of a well of emotion inside of you. It's almost overwhelming. It's gripping you, and everything else seems to kind of melt away for a moment. You have drawn the Urali card. This is going to be a flashback moment. Can you take creative liberty and choose what it looks like as we open a scene of the last time Jot felt something similar to this? Where were you? What do we see?
Jot was sitting in the barn at their old home long before they ever left home. Jot saw that there was an oil lamp that someone left. They didn't put it away at night, and they didn't know that they were going out there way after the animals have been bedded down. And they think about their father, Russo's last words, "Don't waste the light." And he was just talking about a candle. He didn't know that it would be the only thing Jot would hold on to. And they're looking at that lamp just sitting there at the edge of the table thinking, don't waste the light. And they kick the table. And the light doesn't quite fall off yet into the straw, and they kick the table again and again and again. And they sit for a long time and watch as the barn slowly catches fire. And as soon as they hear the first person shout, fire, people coming to get the animals out, Jot sneaks away from the barn and crawls back up into their bed in their house and waits for people to come tell them that the homestead is on fire and they have to leave.
Jot, this memory lingers for a moment, conjured by just the intensity of what you are experiencing now. You swear there's a scent on the wind, hay as it burns underneath a flame. As you kind of blink it away, it lingers a moment longer, and then it's washed away with rain. And you realize Gloomy is here, close to you.
I'll give you anything you ask. Just help me get this off before he sees. Please.
Awesome.
Don't let Foster look at me like this. He gave everything so that I wouldn't be this.
I feel like I know where you're coming from. Have a seat. And as I'm a ranger, I am actually skilled in healing, and I have healing spells. I don't need spell slots, but I go through the measures of making it look like I'm wrapping and treating wounds.
Okay. So the two of you have this kind of secretive moment of putting on a face. Camera pans away and out over the party. You were standing in the ruins of a building. Don't know exactly why this happened or what they were intending to do. There are no survivors. What do you want to do now?
Before we leave, Hope is going to examine the cultist that was a demon.
Samesies.
She wants to figure out whether or not he was always a demon beyond anything else.
Okay. Roll me Arcana or Medicine. And you do this at advantage as Foster comes to help you.
Okay. That would be a 22.
Very good. So as you look down, you are able to tell that this is absolutely a natural demon. You see that the chest that was exposed the moment they died, it shows a gnarly rib cage, and you see these red scales kind of up and down the sides of the torso. You peel back the mask and you see a contorted face, a visage of absolute pain and misery. Very, very unlike a human.
Well, Foster, what do you think? I mean, was this what we were here to stop, or is this just coincidental?
Seems like it's something else. I think whatever they were trying to do was blood magic, not demonic necessarily. Though the origin of the magic might be from the hells.
Right. I mean, we gotta. I mean, I don't know. They said they sensed something down here. Are like, is this it? That's like, I don't know if we need to stick around. We weren't even supposed to do this. We weren't supposed to engage. But I mean, I'm glad everybody survived. But wowzers.
Maybe we head back, check in,
Okay.
tell everyone about what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Hey, Bridge, what are you doing?
Am I done with my ritual? Or
Yeah. So you look over, and Bridget is performing a ritual. What does it look like when you cast your identify spell?
I'm just sort of like the object is on the ground, and I'm just sort of like eyes closed, concentrating, like hands over it, just trying to discern any magical properties, what it is, what it does, the connection with the key I have, etc.
Okay. Very good. As you are doing so, you are able to tell that the key is absolutely not magical. The broken ring, it seems to be part of a larger device. You get the sense that if activated, the ring itself might have a magical ability. It does not have one right now. You get the sense that it absolutely has necromancy magic involved with it. And you're able to discern that it might be able to form a gauntlet. So it might be one of multiple rings.
Okay. But it's broken right now.
Mm-hmm. The magic is inactive.
Okay. And the key will not fit in it right now because it's broken.
Yes.
Okay. I like pocket it. I'm not like hiding it or anything. I pocket it. I'm like, I think this will be useful later. So just gonna hold on.
Do you think it's worth us bringing it back to HQ?
Yes. I'm gonna take it to, hold on. I know the name. I'm gonna take it to Toko. Because, you know, I think we're friends now. So yeah.
All right.
I mean, almost certain.
Might be good to spend the night somewhere a little bit drier. Maybe we all head back, get a good night's sleep, and if they need more reconnaissance, they can send us back out here again, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like pretty simple.
Am I about as cleaned up as I can be,
Yeah.
Stella, at this point?
Yeah.
It seems like we more than enough to offer them at least the means of the danger that they sensed. We saw it with our own eyes. We have a lot to offer them. We ought to go home.
Guess I'd like to explain about the whole red moon thing. Nothing I've ever seen before.
I have one of the masks to show them too.
Couple pieces to this puzzle, right? I mean, seems like the shifters, the changelings that we saw earlier, whole other beast, you know. The fact that they crossed paths tonight might just be pure coincidence.
Right.
Wrong place, wrong time for that guy we saw back there.
Maybe. Right.
Well,
So the group of you gather. Is there anything you want to do before you start slapping your insignias and beaming back up to the Floating Citadel?
We get to slap them.
All right. So tell me what kind of noise your insignia makes as you slap it, Jot.
sorry, I would do one more thing. Sorry, Stella.
Go ahead,
really quick.
please.
It's just that I would focus for a second and cast detect magic just to see if we missed anything with our eyes that I might get with something arcane.
Okay. Describe to me what it looks like as you activate this.
It is like, if anything, it is a, it's sort of like, it's funny that you said rings like a glove. It's sort of like putting on a glove, in that it is a multicolored sort of translucence covers the greaves that are on Foster's hands. And as he sort of holds them up, colors shift if there is any kind of school of magic. There's almost a color correspondence to any school of magic that might be in the area, which his hands would shift to that color if it pinged on anything.
Okay. Yeah. As it does, you see it glow, and it's drawing your attention towards the direction of the cultist that was demonic. You get closer to them, and you see hidden on their person is a gem. It's on the end of a necklace, and it appears to be shaped like an eye, carved out of stone.
Cool. I will grab that, pocket it. It's just more evidence. See if we can't put these pieces together. Cool. If I don't pick up on anything else, then back to the group.
Just because I'm terrible at micromanaging stuff, you can add to your inventory a gem of brightness.
Oh, nice.
But obviously you don't know that until you start to investigate.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as the group begins to prepare, Jot, what kind of noise does your little transporter make as you set it?
Did Jot get to set it like
Yeah.
their iPhone alarm?
Yeah.
It's more jingling bells.
As you do, just twinkle, twinkle, Jot is gone.
Mine is the Wilhelm scream.
How many Wilhelm screams? Just the one, or is it
Just
like
one.
Okay.
Just one as you press it.
Yeah, just like a beam of light just whisks you away. What about Gloomy?
Mine is the sound of like wind and leaves, like a fall breeze.
Just like a whoosh.
Yeah.
And then you're gone. We're gonna say like everyone's basically doing this at the same time. Foster, what does yours sound like?
Basically nothing. Like rustling pages if you listen so closely. Otherwise, like nothing.
Okay. Whoosh, you're gone. The Hope. You're slamming your insignia and nothing is happening. What do we see here?
Oh yeah.
What?
Y'all forgot?
Okay. hang
No, I
on.
remembered, but I'm worried now.
Yeah, anytime. Am I pressing this wrong? Hang on. And Hope's going to take it off and like flip it over, put it on again, and try again. Just maybe I got it. Hang on. Wait. Maybe it needs to be on the outside. Here we go. Okay. No. What is happening?
And then the scene fades to black.
Oh.
We return to Floating Citadel. You hear the creaking of the mechanical devices that operate this place. You feel that low hum underneath your feet of the main crystals that power this place, just resonating through the bones of the Citadel. You reappear in the transporter room next to Tristan. He looks you over and seems quite pleased. And all of a sudden, his face drops. Where's Hope?
Are they right here?
What do you mean, Wes?
She was
We
right
all-
with us.
We all activated our badges at the same time. Send me back. I will go get Hope.
No, you won't. You're injured.
You're injured. Someone has to go get her.
Well, I am not injured, so I guess I'll go.
You're not going alone.
We can't exactly calibrate to drop you right where you were picked up.
We'll just drop us back off where we were before.
I know the way back.
You see him beginning to panic. He grabs at his hair. He's looking around. His hands are shaking. He's looking over the transporter. None of you know how to operate this thing. And he seems frozen with fear.
What's the problem? Just send us back where you
We're not leaving Hope there for the night. Come on.
Yeah, you see him beginning to panic.
Why? Is there an issue?
I'm trying, and he begins to wheel around the various mechanical things of the device. And he's trying to align it, and he's dropping things, and you, just by looking at him, get the sense that he is very, very concerned for Hope, and he's just a young guy feeling great panic and uncertainty right now.
I need you to take a very deep breath. We just left an extremely dangerous situation Hope is not equipped to handle alone. None of us would be. Breathe and think about what you know. Now you need to send us back, please.
Roll me persuasion.
Come on, Jot. Persuasi is going to be 23.
Wow. He looks you in the eyes. He takes a step back.
What do you know?
It's out. Right. Hopefully, nothing has happened to Hope. He doesn't. I do that. He gets down on his knees and he begins to look through the various switches, and he notices that one has been misaligned. He snaps it back into place. Hope, would you just be slamming it for like 10 minutes straight? What are you doing on the surface?
I think Hope has given up after about 2 minutes on pressing the button. She is huddled in whatever corner of that dilapidated building she can to hide from the elements and whatever werewolves are out there.
Oh, baby girl.
Okay. You see Tristan looking back to the machine and saying, okay, well, all she has to do is just activate it and she'll be back. I think I fixed it. I don't know why. Something happened to... No one else has been in here but me. And I would never do this to Hope.
I know you wouldn't. Insight check, please.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
get me insight. Anybody who wants to can roll insight here. Except Hope, you're not here.
Just a 9 from me.
Okay.
18 for me.
There you go,
Very
Gloomy.
good.
Come on now.
20, not nat.
Okay.
Ooh.
Foster is not insight checking. Foster is running to try to find Cashel.
Okay. Foster books it. Both Gloomy and Bridget, you absolutely get the sense that you know this guy has a crush on Hope. You know that he is being completely genuine, and he is scared for her. He's like, come on, Hope, come on. The camera will pan as our dear friend here goes looking for Cashel. You burst into the library, and you see Cashel there. He's got a shirt on now, but this very strapping, athletic orc man is currently looking over some correspondence. He looks up at you. You've made it back.
Can you message? Do you have the ability to send communication at great distances?
I do.
Hope, contact her now. Tell her to hit their insignia.
All right. And you see him lean back and beginning to cast a spell. Hope, you hear Cashel's voice. Far, far away. And it says, your insignia is ready.
Okay.
You...
And
Huh?
I was going to say, for the first time since she's been pressing this button, you hear about the first 3 chords of the start of a Johnny Cash song as she transports back.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Yes. So we snap back over to the transporter room, and you see just wow, appears Hope.
Oh. I heard howling. I heard.
Not here. So far away. So far away. It's all right now. Bad timing for a mechanical error.
Get that stuff worked out.
Hope, I'm so sorry. You see Tristan stepping forward, and he looks like he wants to try to hug you, but he hesitates. He holds himself an arm's length away. I don't know what happened.
It's not. It's been a day. I think I just need to sleep. Y'all, maybe a meal.
In whichever order you'd like, dear Hope. But perhaps you do look like you're about to fall over.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay. I'm all right. I've dealt with worse. It's okay.
Jot kind of just wordlessly puts an arm over Hope and puts Hope's arm over shoulders if Hope will allow it, and starts walking you toward our quarters if you're okay with it.
She allows it.
Okay. As the two of you begin to go, Tristan kind of slumps back against the wall and watches you go. He looks extremely guilty.
No idea how this happened.
I don't know. I've been here practically the whole time. I'll find out. I will do an investigation. I will find the answer to this.
See that you do. And Gloomy walks out.
I promise.
So you say practically the whole time? So like you
Sorry.
took like a bathroom break, right? And like,
He
got food.
blushes and he's like, yeah, only minutes at a time.
Okay, and it just like you just have to flip the switch, right? It doesn't take that long.
It's a bit complicated. More complicated than that, but I suppose if someone knew what they were doing, they would have been able to slip in when I slipped out. But that's not likely. We don't have anyone here that would do that, do we?
And then I slink back and out of the room.
Okay. I think that this will be a good place for us to end our session.
Oh, wowie.
On this very mysterious note. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. This has been episode 2 of Rise of the Serpent. Wow, very spicy.
Nelly.
So much for episode 2, for only episode 2.
We do have 1 card left, but I'm going to save it for next time. This is Gloomy's card.
Oh, God.
We're going to make it spicy.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Thank you so much for your show of support, everyone, for being here. It really means so much to all of us. We're going to do a quick round of outros. We're going to tell you who we are, where you can find us, and what our favorite part of the episode was. And we'll go the other way around and start with Dirge.
I'm Avery. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter by Dirge14th. I stream a lot of video games, not much recently, but I'm trying to get back into it. And I played Gloomy, the Fey Wanderer Ranger. My favorite part was the interaction with Gloomy and Jot, and also the fact that people almost died because I love intense D&D combat. So,
true.
Yes, very fun.
God, I literally had to change my shirt.
Yeah.
I was like, I have so much boob sweat right now. I'm disgusting.
No, how dare.
How dare. Thank you so much. Next we have Jasmine.
Hey, I'm Jasmine. I'm L_Jasmine on Twitter. Also, Kung Fu Panda: The Dragon Knight, a show I wrote on, is on Netflix right now. So check it out. There's 11 episodes, and my favorite moment is probably this, like, the secrets with Jot. Like, what's going on? Like, what's the sitch? You know, I think there's a lot to do there, but I don't know.
Excellent. Thank you. Next we have Silver.
Hi, everybody. I am Silver_Bulette here on Twitch as well as over on YouTube. We just recently finished season 1 of Capes and Caverns, which is a superhero supplemental to D&D that I wrote myself. You can find all of the back catalog on YouTube for our first playtest. We should have another one starting up soon-ish, 8:30 p.m. on Mondays Pacific time. I also run All the Webs a Stage, which is a short play podcast. You can find that wherever good podcasts are sold. And I happen to be on TikTok now because, you know, everybody's on TikTok. And that you can find me there as All the Webs a Stage, no spaces. Oh, and my favorite thing about tonight's game. It's probably Jot being Jot, not listening to their inner player and saying, nope, this is the choice, this is the character, this is what the character needs to do.
Yep. I'm like, but the RP, Aaron.
I'll never forget again. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Next we have Gabe Greenspan.
Hi, I'm Gabe Greenspan, and I'm realizing how much I botched this intro when I did it the first time, in that I literally said none of the actual handles that I have or any of the places you can find me. So you can find me at GabeSpan on Instagram and on TikTok. That would help. I'm not on Twitter. You can also, if you YouTube, I have lots of things with lots of people. If you search my name, you'll find something. And then also I stream Tuesday nights with Hero Club over on their channel at Hero_Club on Twitch, 6:00 p.m. Pacific time, every Tuesday night in their Emporia setting. That is what I do. And for my favorite part of the game, I have to give it up to just like Bridget masterclassing being a wizard, and being like, I'm gonna do the thing that hurts this thing, and I'm gonna do it from as far away as I possibly can. Just like, yup, the textbook, beautifully done.
All is right in the universe.
All is right in the universe.
Oh my gosh. Every time that combat started to get really hairy scary was every time that Bridget missed a firebolt. So I think like you were the tide that turned everything.
100%.
The big moves in D&D don't need to be the flashy ones. They can be, thank God that firebolt hit that troll.
It's like,
I rolled so many bad rolls. Like,
same. Oh,
it
God.
was just,
Yeah.
the digital dice weren't working, the physical dice weren't working, nothing was working.
what was your end total of dice in Dice Jail?
Oh, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 if you count the digital dice. So four dice in Dice Jail. Yeah.
Amazing. It's like fire splinter. Super effective. Thank you so much. Next we have Trixie Wizard, Aaron.
Hi, I'm the Aaron part of Trixie Wizard. My partner Adam and I make Trixie Wizard comics. You can find us at Trixie Wizard on Twitter and Instagram. I mean, the Tumblr's around. We don't update it. Sorry. You can also find us at TrixieWizard.com. We're going to be at Gen Con in less than a month. We're debuting our card game we made with our friends at Mage Hand Press. You can come to their booth and play it with us. We will be there just screaming about cake and witches at you for like 10 hours a day. We can't wait. And also, you can find me here. You can find me every other Sunday on Emma Panada's channel. We're playing a Ravenloft game where I play a little Muppet Paladin, who I love very much. And also check back socials next week. We have a big announcement with our friend Stella about a new game, and we cannot wait to show you all what we've been working on.
Yes.
And
go ahead. Yeah.
No, what were you gonna say?
No, you speak.
Oh golly. My favorite part of this session, there are so many individual moments, but I think it's, even though this is like a very episodic game that's only once a month, everyone keeps injecting so much of their characters' personalities even into what they do in combat. Like Hope is showing us our memories through healing magic. Like just everyone taking little moments to be their character to 11 is my favorite thing. I love when players even make combat a story.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's totally nothing wrong that's gonna happen from vampirically like fucking draining a troll. Nah, it's gonna be cool. Oh my gosh, Chef's Kiss to Gloomy, like kind of moving over to obscure Jot. I did not see that coming.
Me either.
That was
I didn't
chills.
I didn't either that friendship was gonna become an interesting. Ooh.
Oh.
I don't know what that word is. I don't know. Yeah, that's complicated.
And
I can't wait to explore.
It's been a while since the first episode, but like one of the things that the party was told by the boss of the headquarters was keep an eye on those two, Jot and Foster. One of them is going to be kind of involved in something that's going on, dark magic or something. Is it Foster who keeps getting these weird visions? Is it Jot who is just fucking eating blood from monsters? Who knows? The only way to find out is to tune in next time, which is probably gonna be the first Monday of every month at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Try.
Maybe.
Check us out on the social medias. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/StellaLunaTV. But what I wanted to say was, please check out my Twitter, also Aaron's Twitter. We are going to be putting out a casting call probably within like the next few days, the next week or so. We're keeping all the details secret for now for funsies, but if you want a little spoiler, I'm just gonna give you this like link here of the tweet that we posted. It's some great art. There's a crab. What does it mean?
Dope.
It's really cool. I cannot
Also,
wait.
shout out to, because I saw it in the chat, just a shout out to Adam and Aaron for making the artwork for all of our characters.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh,
Yes.
thank
All
you.
of the art that you saw
good.
here and then on the break screen, that is all by them. Hire them. They are amazing.
If you want to, if you feel like it, we'll let you do it. Yeah.
Do it.
Just a little bit.
Do
Thank
it.
you all.
Just a little bit. I'm Luna. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Thank you to our Patreons who make all of this possible. Thank you to everyone who gave the card draws and helped out. There were so many people being like, how do I help during the combat? And thank you.
Going bad.
That was so sweet. It got really
They're all
hairy.
dying.
I was like, oh shit, my
Thank
bad.
you. Thank you for the blessings.
The only thing that I myself have to plug is on Monday here at this channel at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be playing episode 2 of our 3-shot. It is an all-Asian cast of Monster of the Week. I will be the Keeper of Secrets, or the Keeper of Mysteries and Monsters. It is a very special story to me. It is specifically about Korean folklore and creatures, and I cannot wait to see what happens. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but it's just a bunch of teenagers who just graduated high school, and they're going to a spooky place. It's real fun. And if you're like, you know, a Y2K kind of era, that's where you grew up, then you might enjoy some of the references. Like LimeWire and what were some
baby.
You did destroy it.
fucking the there were like the June like music iPod things and the Zune.
Zune.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. If you want some throwbacks. All right. Thank you so much for being
E-Bombs
here.
World.
Oh god. Oh my god.
Oh.
Wow. All right. Taking
That's-
notes. Gonna add that to my
Yeah.
session.
Just have a
Homestar
brainstorm of
Runner
Y2K
in there
things.
somewhere.
Oh,
Let's
God.
prep the next
So
campaign. We can hang out, Stella.
Right.
Keep
Yeah.
going. Let's go.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.